Welcome back to tonight's sad reality. I'm playing Soda Dungeon 2! I'm so happy to play this game. Although I do think the OST in the first game hit just a little bit harder, but like, I am more than fine with that. And I'm gonna set it down to like 600 so I can kind of vibe out and just chat and talk and sing the night away, who knows. And you know what, this is still a little bit abrasive. But hey, at least we have music in the background, crazy, right? Is it gonna auto fast? Okay. It auto's fast enough, it's close enough. This music's still just a little too good. Dang. Alrighty, so tonight I've got a lot to talk about, but really kind of want to celebrate a little bit. This channel is almost at 150 videos, which for me, that's a big project. I don't care if we're at 26 subscribers. The fact that I could sit down and actually like focus on something and make it happen for an extended period of time is just an achievement for me myself. But far beyond that, marginalized improvement. When I say that, I'm like, okay, what does this mean? Marginalized is like it's made to be small. Improvement is improvement. When I look at the past year of my life, there are so many things I haven't thought that I would be doing. And I'm sure I've shared some of these on this channel, but just to put some perspective into something to show how grateful I should be, I still have emails in my inbox from a video I made about a year ago where people just send me free games on Steam, and I'd still just play these. It was an idle games video, I still just play these for fun, and I really enjoy it. And I was going to make that video tonight, but I just thought I was going to wait till tomorrow, just because I wanted to talk about other stuff that happened tonight, funny enough, but I'm going to leave it for tomorrow. But what does that mean? So as a YouTuber, this channel has 26 subs. My other channel has 1.34k, which is a pretty good bit, I would say. I look back on that channel, and literally the first video I made, I think, got like a couple hundred views, and then now it has the potential to get views in the thousands, which is so cool. And sure, maybe some of that's gone. And by the way, tonight I finally got around to kind of looking for an editor. I was on Reddit, and I've got a whole story about that, but maybe I'll talk about that tonight, maybe tomorrow night if I remember. This is not really super important, but like I actually started making progress there. Regardless, there's a really big improvement there, but even with this channel, I just want to talk about the really small things where you wouldn't think it to be something, but it is something. Look at views, look at subs, look at 1 or 2 numbers, and sure, things don't go fast, but it goes fast enough. It at least moves. It does not stand still. And I believe that to be a function of it not just being slop content, not spam, whatever. But if you really put yourself out there and keep trying, you're going to see some improvement, even if it's the slowest thing in the world. The views on this channel used to be literally 0 views per video, just as part of this experiment, and that's because partially I didn't tell anyone about this. I'm sure the 2 people that do watch are people that I have told about this. Experiment ruined, I know. But, it's something. This is building something very, very, very slowly, and that's something I'm totally fine with, too. Rome wasn't built in a day, and sure, people look back on it and are like, wow, this great city, this great nation, whatever. I want to build something, and sure, I want it to happen immediately, but that's not the way the world works, you know? But that's not to say you shouldn't appreciate each small victory, each one itty-bitty number going up. I went back today and I was reading comments on that video, the one that I still get emails about with just free Steam games, and there are developers commenting on that. Probably the most notable ones for a game called Eidolon, or Legends of Eidolon, which that YouTube channel itself has like 100k subs. That game, really successful on mobile, really successful on Steam, probably one of my favorite idle games I've played, just in general, and sure, it gives me a headache just to try to process everything going on in the game, but it's cool. And it's optimized well enough that it doesn't lag my computer, and it's like 300 megs, which is pretty good for a game that has so much content, and towards the end a little bit of it's reused. But having someone like that just decides, hey, I'm gonna go check out this YouTube video, admittedly, I am a furry, and I'm pretty sure he also he makes quite a lot of furry references in his game, we'll say, so maybe I make a video talking about that as a joke at one point. But, so, regardless as to whether or not something happened, he saw it, and he commented on it, and I'm like, wow, that's something I would never have imagined myself doing in, like, back in high school anyways. To further this point, I have had, there's a guy who wrote a comic called House Pets, and at one point I got his attention with the video I was making. That's because not once, but twice did I decide it was a good idea to voice over his comic, which I love the comic, by the way, highly recommend it. Look up House Pets comic. Phenomenal, definitely furry comic, but I don't know what you expect on this channel. It's a Zoroark is a PFP. If you're like Pokemon, you might as well be a furry nowadays. We're both degenerates. You rob stores for Pokemon cards, I look at furry feet, we're basically the same. Anyways, that second part's definitely not true. So, yeah, there's just so much to be thankful for. And it's funny, my mom tonight, I'm gonna kind of briefly talk about this, was like, when are you thinking about moving out? And I'm like, okay, well, it's kind of random at dinner, and she threw a bit of a temper tantrum afterwards, regardless. But I'm like, maybe to the outside perspective, nothing happens in my life, and maybe some days I look at my own life and I'm like, man, nothing happens. But you can boil it down to some really small things, and I, kind of cherry pick here. But things are happening, and good things, admittedly. I mean, some bad things too, but you win some, you lose some, and that's just another part of life. In fact, if you went through life and you only won, I'd be a little bit concerned, because most of the time it's not that straightforward, I suppose. Regardless, with each small victory, just remember to appreciate that sometimes too. I had a really shitty day today in retail. I had 3 customers back to back to back, where one guy was super grumpy, this one lady was like, I did customer service, I literally gave her like $10 for free, and she was still like grumpy walking away. I'm thinking, really? But for all the complaining I do on this channel, there's, again, so much to be thankful for. So much small progress, but it's happening. And that's something I never want to forget. Especially because I know I have a ton of ambition for projects moving forward. And I'm kind of glad that that ambition is kind of resurfacing, because I feel like I have some of that reinvigorated motivation I used to have. I'm not sure why, but it just came about. 1 HP, that's scary. I wonder if I can just annihilate that character immediately. It's funny, I'm seeing things in this game, and I'm like, I played this game 100% achievements, but there are still new things to me to enjoy, and realize that a boss can just set your HP to 1 at any given point. Life is good, life is bad, life is in between. Make the most of it, and don't be like me, don't be lazy, don't fall asleep after work, but go get home from work and then work twice as hard on whatever you're passionate about, and I'm sure you'll fall asleep the next night, honestly, just as happy, I guess, that you did all that. So, thank you so much for watching, thank you for being part of this experiment, this channel, this me posting every day ranting about whatever life is, and don't forget to appreciate the small things, even if some days, you can look at it as good or bad, but there's a little bit of good sprinkled in there for as much hatred as I dish out back at the world. So, thank you for watching, have a fantastic rest of your night, and I will see you in tomorrow's Sad Reality. Have a good one, y'all.